it was about that attack on small businesses, right? And of course, financial systems are easily gamed globalists because it's all through central banks, right? And so this wasn't in the book, but Carney was a member of the group of 30. And I put that, look what happened. Start talking about Carney and my internet connection went unstable there. And they have the C2 concepts that don't get my internet slowed down. So what I started to see is that what if I thought in my head, what if they started attacking lawyers? And then I saw that through the PAC committees in the LSO, and I saw that through Bill 21, and I saw that through a lot of U.S. lawyers. In fact, the Trump lawyers. The example that I found is the Trump lawyers, right? And they were all disbarred and even had massive findings against them, fees of an enormous amount, hundreds of thousands levied against them. And so I thought to myself, well, that's because they were, causing an insurrection or allegedly so. And I thought to myself, well, what could be less of an insurrection than going to court with pleadings and asking the court to decide and giving the case over to a judge? What could be less of an insurrection than that? And nevertheless, they were all disbarred. And it goes to show you now, Trump is a pro-nationalist candidate. And, Biden or whoever he was, whoever was running that regime, was a pro-globalist candidate. And you could just look at my chapter on USAID, to decide for yourself. But I thought to myself, well, it's not an insurrection to ask the court to decide whether or not, there's been some violations of elections. And then the next thing that you have to think about is nothing could be more important than who's in power. And that's why there's so many legislations that deal with election issues. It's one of the most regulated areas. And so certainly there's all kinds of statutes. So why can't they ask for that relief? And I thought they're checking out the lawyers. They're checking out the lawyers. And I have other examples of lawyers and MPs and city councilors. You think that you can beat the globalists in the ballot box. But now I show you in this book, you cannot, because the speech committees apply to your local town councilor, right? So if you bring a motion that is highly popular in your city, town, area, right? Or you're elected as a pro-nation state, or, I don't want rainbows and pedo symbols all over the banks and schools and hanging from every orifice, building's orifice out there, then that individual is going to go through a hearing for their speech within council. So council speech itself becomes something that cannot happen, so that they take away your political speech. So they get rid of the candidate. Like Lisa Robinson, I think she had 8 months or maybe more of not being paid, plus the lawfare.
$9,000 total. Yes.
$9,000.
There was one 3 months and another back-to-back 3 months. So for a total of 6, so 9 months when, they docked her pay because they didn't like what she was saying in the council chambers.